Hello again, Bill Jones with recapturefederalism.com, recapturefederalism.com on the net. I'm a website on YouTube channel, recapturefederalism.com, being suppressed by YouTube, Google, press, party press, Communist Party press, communist media, Hollywood, corporations, media corporations like Viacom, NBC, Universal, ABC, Disney, media monopolies, by the way, communism. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. I always talk about it. And in with that is treason. And today's title, President Trump, Part 4, Treason, Abortion is Fetal Homicide. Yeah, abortion's fetal homicide. It's also genocide. It's crimes against humanity. I've done presentations on that. Haven't talked about fetal homicide, but we're going to get into it. As I say, I've been saying since I started, since I moved over to GoDaddy 4 years ago, 3 years, 3/4. April of 2013, so we're coming up on 4 years. 180, I think, now on YouTube, on my site. Nobody sees it. Suppression. And as I've been saying this whole time, I could do a 20-minute presentation every day for the rest of my life, and I plan on living. I'm 71 years old, but I plan on living a few years yet. A few years. Of course, I keep talking about communism, and the communists might try to off me. I did a presentation on that too. Should I die or disappear? Continue on. And that's what I would like to have you do. I could use some help. We'll get into that later on in the presentation. As I'm talking to President Trump now, because I couldn't talk to President Obama. He's a communist. And so's the AG, Loretta Lynch. She's a communist. And the previous AG, Eric Holder, was a communist also. You know why he wasn't removed from office? He was in contempt of Congress. But Congress, they're not doing their job. They're committing treason all the time. And I'll show you, January 25th, 2016, I sent notice of treason to 7 people. And 2 of them were members of Congress. Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, and Mitch McConnell, who's the majority leader in the Senate. Now, they haven't responded, they haven't done anything, so they are no longer misprisoned of treason, which is if you get notification or you have any knowledge of treason, and I told them of treason, and I've done presentations on it, so I think I know what I'm talking about. My old age, I'm old sage. They're committing treason. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you how they're committing treason in this particular instance with abortion. We could do it with open borders. The seditious conspiracy. And the seditious conspiracy also, abortion. Because you're hindering or delaying the law, the Constitution. Enforcement of the Constitution and state constitutions in this case. I say now, my hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. On Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. And that's what the Constitution, the lack of enforcement has become, sinking sand, religious persecution. And I mentioned that several times in my 91 pages. Now, doing presentation, so I got to do it. I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. I first took that oath in July 1965 when I joined the United States Navy. The enemy then was communism, as the enemy now is communism. And I make reference, page 26 of the Communist Manifesto. But communism abolishes eternal truth and abolishes all religion and all morality. Instead of constituting them on a new basis, it therefore acts in contradiction to all past historical experience. Now, that's page 26. Page 34, and this is part of the notice of treason also. Finally, they labor everywhere for the union and agreement of the democratic parties of all countries. You see, they bundle it together, unions. Workers of the world unite. And this goes back to FDR and the Wagner Act and his administration. He was a communist. I'm going to get into that in detail. But just to mention that, I noticed today the ethics board or whatever it is getting on Trump's case because he's talking to corporations. It's a violation of ethics. Where the hell were they at? Where the hell were they at in 8 years when Obama keep calling the unions in to the White House meetings? All the people he's calling in the meetings in the White House. Hypocritical. Hypocritical. Oh, hypocritical. Hypocritical. And I further read, the communists disdain to conceal their views and aims. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions, that the ruling classes tremble at the communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their change. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. And been going on, insurrection since 1886. Say it again, Haymarket Square in Chicago. And got the old Bible out. Because I'm going to be talking about, and I'm going to be talking more and more about this. Because what we're in a sequence now of Sodom and Gomorrah. We're in a cycle of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's correct. Same-sex marriage, sodomy, lust, and the 7 deadly sins. And that's 7 evil spirits. And Luke 11, verse 23, he who is not with me is against me, and he who does not gather with me will scatter. Then we get into Satan's operational manual here. The next 3 verses. When an unclean spirit is gone out of man, it goes away and travels in places where there is no water to seek rest. And when it finds it not, it says, I will return to my own house from whence I came. And if it should come and find it warm and well furnished, then it goes away and brings 7 other spirits worse than itself, and they enter and dwell there, And the end of that man will become worse than the beginning. That's the 7 deadly sins. Bringing it in to his house, his heart. His heart, a dark heart. Bringing it in, a dark heart. So you have all these people who are living by the 7 deadly sins. That's fine. If they want to live by the 7 deadly sins, that's their free choice to live in. If they don't want God in their lives, that's fine. God gives you that freedom. And you want to live with the Prince of Darkness, live with the Prince of Darkness. The trouble is, the atheists want to encourage and force other people and command them to sin. That's from the Augsburg Confession. That's part of the 91 page Notice of Treason. Command to sin. That's putting man's law ahead of God's law, the 10 Commandments. And when you put ahead of man's law, Sodom and Gomorrah, the 7 deadly spirits, 7 deadly spirits is what happens. And we go from, I guess this is online, new encyclopedia, online encyclopedia or something like that. On Google 7 deadly sins, you'll see it. And there we got lust. And there's your, I'm not going to get into it too much, but there's desiring sex with a person outside of marriage. And this is sodomy, rape, unnatural sexual appetites. And that lust goes with pride, gay pride, communist loaded language of communism, gay, instead of homosexual, the scientific term. You have gluttony and greed, and here's where we go with greed. Well, we go down here to wrath, that's where evil doing the others, it's the root of murder and assault, and that's where we get abortion. Abortion is murder. And what do we have for greed? A strong desire to gain, especially in money or power, disloyalty, deliberate betrayal or treason, especially for personal gain or when compensated. So you have people and courts betraying the Christians and Jews in the United States by their decisions. And then we have on the web National Conference of State Legislatures, and they have fetal homicide state laws. And we go down here. There's 38 states with fetal homicide laws. So in 1973, the Supreme Court of the United States legalizes fetal homicide. Fetal homicide. They overrule the state republics and have fetal homicide, legalize fetal homicide. Even California defines a murder as an unlawful killing of a human being or a fetus with malice aforethought. So here are the Democrats. A democratic state is killing fetuses, killing human beings, committing the 7 deadly sins, Sodom and Gomorrah, Sodom on the West Coast, celebrity Sodom, a vile place. So there we go. There you go. Abortion is also a violation of international law, International Criminal Court. It's genocide. I've been through that before in previous presentations. It's also crimes against humanity. It's enslavement, murder of groups, Christians and Jews. So we have violations of God's commandments by the courts. Religious persecution, violations of the First Amendment. First Amendment. And with that, I'm going to be gone, and we'll see you next time.